All right. Hey, y'all. I am sorry about that delay. I always have issues getting something to work. Can y'all comment if you can see and hear me just so I can make sure? I think that we got it working correctly. Okay. Whew. Brooke saved the day, per usual. Brooke, can you hear me? Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new here, my name is Morgan, and going live gives me anxiety, but I got it working. So I am in an effort to help as many of you make money online as possible this year. We are releasing a new free YouTube training every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Time. And we are also trying to go live at least once a week. So, yay, everything's working. Oh, y'all think Brooke is buff? We did just work out today. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. If you're new here, I'm Morgan. You can call me Lil Mo, and I help you make money online to hopefully become financially free, quit a job you hate, or just make some side income to make your life easier. So what I'm going to go over today is 3 different ways that you can find profitable products. And we are launching a free series. It's premiering on our Instagram, and we're going to be answering it here on YouTube and Instagram as well. We go by Cage Adventures on all platforms. So make sure you hit follow and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you find these videos valuable. And what we're going to do is you tell us a product that you might want to sell on Amazon, and we're going to tell you if it's profitable, if you can sell it. And in the process, it's going to teach you how to know for yourself. So we don't actually have to answer your exact item, but what we're going to teach you is going to give you the tools and knowledge to be able to look at an item and know if you're allowed to sell it, if it's going to be profitable, and if it actually sells, which is the most important thing. So I'm going to share my screen and let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, share screen. Yes, okay, please work. I think it's going to work, guys. All right. Okay, guys, so here's how here's how you can tell. So somebody asked, can you sell Vampire Diaries, the collections of books? So what we did is we went to Amazon Seller Central. Let me try to make it a little bit bigger for you to see. And I just typed in Vampire Diaries and books. If you get a collection of books, those do incredibly well on Amazon. Incredibly well. And we found that out when we started selling the Left Behind series books. By the way, Brooke is moderating this. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat and he will get them answered for you. So as you can see, the Vampire Diaries, I just typed in Vampire Diaries book set and this popped up. I can see in books, it is ranked 23,202. If you're new to Amazon, every item that sells has a number associated with it. That's the best sellers rank. And how it works is the lower the number, the more likely it is to sell. So you want to go over here and you want to click show limitations, okay? So you are allowed to sell this in any condition except for refurbished. If it had any limitations, it would tell you what they are. So let's see how much you can actually make. So all I did is click on it and this is going to show it to me. So the Vampire Diaries right now, the best price for the entire collection is $91.72, which is pretty good. So this wouldn't be something you would go to like Books A Million, Barnes & Noble and buy at full cost. You'd never make money that way. You usually would find these books at thrift stores, Goodwill, any sort of book fair. And the product price right here, as you can see, this is a free calculator. You can download this 100% for free. It's AMZ Scout FBA calculator, y'all. And so it's going to tell you exactly how many sales they make a month, 215. So I'm just going to make this as if we had one set to sell. So you can see you have to enter your product cost. So, these are all paperback. You can get a little bit more for hardcover. Let's say we found these at Goodwill in a set. And I mean, normally at our Goodwill, it's 8 books for $1. Every store is different. But let's just say we paid $10 for this. you can look down here, and even after you send it in, it's going to have all the fees. Don't focus on the fees, y'all. Focus on the profit margin. That's the difference in successful sellers and people who give up. They're focused on the wrong things. So your estimated profit would be almost $58, which is pretty good. So I would definitely recommend selling this set if that is something you have found. And in our last video, we just showed you how you can use helium-10 to find profitable products. If you missed it, just check it out. It's the very last video posted. This is another way that we find products. This would be for private label, where you create your own products from scratch. And we shared exactly what we filled in to find these items. All right, y'all. So I am trying, come on. Okay. Now this is another way. This is one of the easiest ways to find items if you are just getting started. So my friend Carter started this group that it's a Amazon Discord group, and I have one item to show you. Okay, I'm gonna show you exactly how it works. This is for anybody who wants to do something known as online arbitrage. How online arbitrage works is you buy items from your house online, they ship them to you, you repackage them, put a little Amazon sticker on them, and you send them in, and you make the profit. So I just signed up for his group maybe 3 weeks, 1 month ago. Once I met him in Miami, he is a super impressive guy. If you want to check this out, in the description, we have a free month, so you can just check it out, see if you like it. But I want to show you exactly how it works. So here's an item that just got posted this morning at 9 o'clock. Okay, this is a young blood pressed powder, right? And so the ASIN, this is a number that's associated with any item on Amazon. So they literally do all the work for you. It's going to tell you the sales rank in beauty, which is 109. That's in the top 0.92%. If you need help understanding these numbers, we have a free chart at cajeinventorsmo.com/chart. Brooke will drop it in the chat for you. It's also in our description. This shows you that this item, it's a pressed mineral foundation powder. Every month it has 60 cells. Right now they have 7 different sellers selling it. Okay, now they do have variations, 5 different variations, which would be like different colors, you know, neutral, light, dark, whatever. And so if you scroll down, you can see right now the selling price is $59.96. And right now you can buy this product online for $20. They have the FBA fees, the pick and pack fees, ship to Amazon fees. So your profit on a $20 investment for this, if it sells for this price, is almost $28, which is 138% return on investment. Well, there are some things to keep in mind, and I'm just showing you how this group works because we've made a lot of money from it in the couple weeks we've been in it. You want to keep in mind, you know, that number of sales is for all the different colors. So the first thing you're going to do is click check restrictions, okay? And I just took a screenshot, you know, of it. And so it's going to take you directly to your Amazon account. It's going to look like this. Oh, whoops. Okay, here we go. Whew, thank God that wasn't anything embarrassing. Okay, so you can sell this product in the following conditions. They do all the work for you. You click it, and it's going to tell us that we are allowed to sell this, but only if it's brand new, which you can't sell anything in beauty use, which who would want to buy anything beauty use? That would be disgusting. So that part is done. Then you're going to click right here directly on Amazon, where you can actually see the product. So here it is right here. Right now, the going price is $53.74. They have 10 left in stock. And then what you're going to want to do, they also have right here Keepa. So if you're not familiar with Keepa, it's a tool every Amazon seller should have. And the beauty of this Discord group is you don't even have to have it because they're giving it to you for free and doing the work. So I'm going to briefly show you how Keepa works. I hope this doesn't confuse anybody because it's actually really simple. The point of Keepa is you want to know, is the price right now what your item is likely to sell for? Because supply and demand makes prices go up and down. Of course, this is a thing I learned the hard way when I started selling. So you can see over time. Okay, so if you're not familiar with it, if you just look on the right, they have all this little chart that explains everything. So it's going to show you what the price has been over time. And so then if you look at the bottom, you can see like the lowest price this has been is $39. Okay, wait, $38. And then it has been at times as high as, it must have been discontinued because this was like 170.86, which is kind of wild. So this is definitely an important tool because it's going to show you, if you're even allowed to sell it, if other sellers are selling it, because if it's only Amazon selling it and nobody else, or only the brand itself, you probably want to avoid it. And then the final thing they have is an actual link to purchase the item. Okay, and so that would take you right here. And now a lot of these sites are going to have discount coupons when you sign up for their email or text. Highly recommend you doing that because the more discounts you get, just the more your profit margin. So if you enter that right there, and then also you see they have, this is normally a $50 item, which is crazy. People pay that. I'm buying my stuff at the drugstore, and it's on sale for $20. So this could be a really good item to sell. So again, if you want to check that out, if you go to CajunVenturesMo.com/Discord, then you can see what's up with that. All right, so let's move on. And every day in the Discord group, they post a ton, like 60 deals. A lot of people are like, well, how did the price not tank? Which it can happen at times. Every day he has a team posting like 60 deals. If you look over here, and another great thing is they help you get ungated for brands that you're not allowed to sell. They tell you exactly how. I've gotten 3 huge brands I didn't get approved for in 5 years. In 3 weeks in there, we've been approved, and it is going to increase our sales an insane amount. And it's also just a really good group of supportive people. There's like 600 people in here. There's no way everybody could order all 60 plus items every day. And Carter knows he can help you sell $1 million on Amazon, and it's not going to remotely impact his business. So we are on the same wavelength. All right. So in our Facebook group, somebody else asked, does the Tree Hut Shea Sugar Scrub, does that baby sell, right? And so what I did, they said they found it on Alibaba. This is just a question from our group. Okay, so here we go. I've got so many tabs open. It's kind of like my brain. So I went on Alibaba.com, which is a manufacturer where you would go and get your products made. So I looked on here, and this is like tree sugar scrub. So let me explain it to you because, okay, so if you are just on Amazon.com, so I went and searched Tree Hut, scrub, just to see the amount of sales they have. So this item, this monthly revenue for this brand, Tree Hut Vanilla Sugar Bean, they're selling this for $17.79. They are doing almost 14,000 sales a month. And then you can see after the fees, they have 34 active sellers on this one. So it all comes down to how much price you would pay per item. So you can see this one could be as low as $280 for 100 pieces. Keep in mind on Alibaba, you really want to look for anybody who's verified like this right here. So a lot of these, you are going to create your own private label brand. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I found a bunch on one page. Okay, so right here, all I did is I went to Amazon.com and I typed in Tea Tree Sugar Scrub. And so this pulled up all these brands. A lot of these are just private label products. They're people just like me and you. As you can see, this one is like Majestic Pure, Mystery Butte, Tree Hut. I do see on Tree Hut, I was a little confused if that's a private label seller because on some of their listings, they have 30 different sellers. Normally, if it's a private label product, you would not sell that same product. If this is something you can find at the store, you might be able to sell it. And what I would recommend doing, and you can see the variation of prices, as low as $10.99, as high as $29.99, depending on, that one is a Tree Hut watermelon scrub. So apparently that one is pretty popular. Maybe it's just out of stock because they don't have a lot of sales data on it. So you need to make sure everything matches perfectly. What I would advise you do is either sell something like this one. Instead of just selling one for like $10, I would advise you to sell it in like packs of 2. And the reason is you're going to pay less in fees. So it's all going to come down to, on Alibaba.com, how cheap you can get this item to see if it is profitable or not. What I'm using is helium-10. And once you just hit the helium-10 button, which is right here, you will see, this is one that I would recommend. So this is a Tree Hut Shea Sugar Scrub Coconut Lime pack of 3. Remember, we want to bundle, baby. This is being sold by Fancy Innovation, so it's not Tree Hut Shea Sugar Scrub. So they have 1,500 reviews. I think you're allowed to sell it. So if you could find this Shea Sugar Scrub Coconut Lime flavor, they sell it for $34.99. So let's say we are on here and, okay, so let's just use this one for example. This is a verified supplier. They got 2 years. They look pretty legit. So you can come in here and get any flavor you want. So let's say you're paying $2.67 with shipping per item, give or take, whatever it is. So $2.67 times 3, probably about $8, something like that. So you're going to see on this item, which one is it? Okay, this one right here. So let me pull out my calculator so I can show you. I can also open it on here, but I don't know how great it'll work with the screen share. So if it's selling for $34.99, and then let's say you pay $8. So $34.99, and I'm going to subtract the $8 because that's your cost of goods. And now you're going to come over here where you see the FBA fees are $10.79. So after the fees, you could make $16.20 for 3 items if you bundle it in a set of 3, which is way more than you would previously. They have 11 sellers on here, and it looks like every month they do 133 sales. So let's say even if you made your own private label product of this and just, they don't really have any video. Oh, they do have 2 videos on this one, actually. Always have video on your listings. So let's say if you were to dominate this and get all the sales, you could make every month $2,154.60. So I would say if this product, you're going to have to go down the niches. You don't want to do anything like, for example, when I just searched tea tree sugar scrub, I didn't put any sort of, flavor of it, any scent. Helium-10 is going to show you right here. 7 of the top 10 products have a revenue over 5,000, which is what we look for. And then it's going to show 4 of the top 10 have under 75 reviews. So it will tell you basically if what the average price is. You don't have to guess at all. It is going to tell you everything. All right, so now I'm going to open it up to any questions that y'all have. Drop them in the comments so that I can help y'all. Brooke, do you want to come share some of your experience as well? Okay, how do you find such low cost shipping on Alibaba? Every time I try to find low shipping, it's always at least $50 per item, I swear. Well, a way that we do that, you just have to know shipping on Alibaba is going to be expensive. You just have to know that. A lot of times the shipping per item is more than the actual item cost. And so how we do it is we keep our items small and lightweight. The rules we follow, I want it to fit in a shoebox. I want it to weigh less than a pound. And I also want it not to be fragile, liquid, or breakable. And the smaller the items and the less that they weigh, the more profit that you can make. And you want to factor the shipping cost into your item cost. So let's say your total for your items is $100 and then the shipping is $200. And let's say you got 100 products, whatever it is, I'm just throwing that out there. Instead of thinking the items are $1 each cost per goods, it's going to be $3. You build that shipping cost into your cost per goods. And how did we get the shipping cost lower? We got more items. Buy more in bulk. Yeah. And then always factor in which ports you're going to be shipping to because some of them might take longer to offload your products. And also work with a good freight forwarder or a shipping broker. And the process is pretty smooth if you have the right people involved. Yes, I agree. Absolutely. But it's always, right now, it's really expensive to ship from Asia. So that's always going to be something you want to factor in. So always make sure you do your research and get that cost so you can factor it into your product when doing the research. Yes, that is really, really well said. If y'all look in the description on here, we have we've got discount links with a lot of these suppliers. We have used Jungle Scout and Helium 10. They both are very similar in what
Did you
they
know that
offer.
coffee can cause insomnia?
Whoops. Okay, they both are very similar in what they offer. I just pasted in the chat a 50% off offer for Helium 10. Perfect. These are affiliate links, but anything we recommend, we personally have used ourselves. We probably turn down 5 to 10 brand deals every day just because we don't want to recommend anything that we have not made money from.
And it's hard to talk about something if you've never used it. So we try to use all the products that we recommend. And it is everybody's personal preference. You might like Jungle Scout. We might like Helium 10. Personally, we were religiously on Jungle Scout for a while. And then now we notice Helium 10 has some options that we like. So that's why we kind of switch in a lot of stuff to Helium 10.
Yeah, and the reason we were on Jungle Scout at first is because the guy who created Jungle Scout, I watched all his YouTube videos, and that's how I learned how to sell on Amazon. And Brooke was so embarrassed because we went to this Amazon conference, and I saw him in real life, and like I was just total fangirl.
It was like she saw Justin Bieber for the first time.
It felt like that, and I had just quit my job like maybe the week before, so I was like, oh my God, you changed my life. But I'm glad that I was fangirling because we ended up doing an interview with him, and he was just a super nice guy.
Yeah, but they're both great products for sure.
Yes. Okay. Have you worked with any manufacturers in the U.S. to avoid the high shipping costs from Asia? We have. Our first private label product was a paper product.
First two, actually.
Yeah, first two. And the first one we got manufactured for $250 in the U.S. Obviously, we would love to manufacture all of our products in the U.S. Like that would be a dream world because you wouldn't have to deal with any. I mean, obviously, we're going to support the U.S. and then you'd save all the freight forwarding and all that stuff. But a lot of times the cost is just not efficient. It just wouldn't be profitable.
But there are items that you can source in the States that will be profitable. So always give that option if you're looking around.
Yes. And somebody just asked, should you get a sample? Always get a sample. Always get a sample. If you can get a sample with your custom packaging, do it, because one of our products, the first time they made it was probably not up to our standard. The packaging wasn't so hot, and we had to sell out of all those items that were really not up to how we wanted them to be before we could get it fixed.
But there's always room for improvement, and somebody's always going to come on your listing and maybe bundle something to make their listing look better. So don't ever just get complacent. Always be looking for a new option of how you're going to make your product or products better, because you can't just think you're going to create one product and it's going to be good for life, which in the real world, that would be awesome. But there's always somebody trying to eat along with you. So always just be thinking of the next step ahead.
Yes, I would definitely, other than the Discord. Oh, somebody said, can you just sell a small number like 6, or does it have to be in bulk? No, you can sell just one of an item. When we started, we were at Goodwill flipping books. So we usually just have one.
We still do
we
that.
Still do
because
it,
when
yeah.
we go shopping at any store, we're always on the lookout for the end caps, anything that we can make money on, we're trying to find it.
I just got this from Goodwill, and I mean, it's just one item. And so you can just sell one. You don't have to, I mean, obviously it's going to take the same amount of time to list one item, like one of those books, as if I would have had 10 of them. So eventually you would like to have more than one because it's just going to be less work for you.
It would be easier.
But never don't get something because there's only one, because you can make that money, reinvest in your business, and then you can afford to buy more.
We've all worked a lot harder for the work we put in to make the money on this. So just always think about that. If it's money to be made, go ahead and make it.
Yeah, start with what you have. You don't need thousands to get started. You just need to get started and take action. Okay, so let's see what else they're saying. Okay, so if I'm doing retail arbitrage FBA, which if you're not familiar with that, that's when you're at a store and you're scanning products and you're like, they already exist. You're not creating anything from scratch. What's the rest? Where did it
Tristan,
go?
let me answer one for you.
Let me finish this one real quick. And Amazon tells me which items to box up together. I like to get big boxes and put multiple in. Yeah, so once you do the retail arbitrage, you're going to create a shipment. And it's going to tell you once you get all your items if they're all going to go to the same warehouse or different.
Tristan, I'm going to go ahead with the samples and the shipping. It's all going to factor on your weight, but also look to see if a lot of times they probably are air freighting it to you, which is a good thing. And you might want to spend that $50 on just a sample because you want your hands on it. Don't just take the pictures. And I also see you ask if the pictures from the suppliers, that would be good for your Amazon listing. It could be, but you could hire someone to make you pictures where they're going to look 100% better and you're going to stand out from the other competitors that might be selling that same product that are using those stock photos. But you would have to definitely ask your manufacturer if you want to use them or not.
Yes. Okay. So Logan, you said, is Jungle Scout opportunity score always accurate? Every time I look, the score is always under 5 and I get discouraged. It's pretty accurate. Like, it's never going to be exactly perfect. But what I would advise, instead of just thinking of ideas, go in Jungle Scout and put your criteria in. I showed how to do it on Helium 10 today in the video we just had. You can do the exact same thing on Jungle Scout. Put your criteria in, and then it's going to have the opportunity score you want. Like, instead of going looking for a needle in a haystack, set your criteria, and it's going to come back to you with the product. So that's going to save you a ton of time.
I know on Jungle Scout that when it pops up, sometimes they'll have a lot of the listings twice because one of them is a sponsored product, which is the ads. So you could always go in there and X those ad ones out, and then it'll give you a better score of what's really going on with that product.
Yes, exactly. And one more thing is, somebody said, Colette said, let's say you have a partner or family member in the same house who is not on board and very looking down on the whole thing. Get a real job. I have a real job. I want a side gig. So when we started selling on Amazon 5 years ago, what did people tell us?
We were crazy too, but if you don't have someone to support you, that's going to be tough. And you want to have somebody to have your back throughout this whole experience. But you could definitely do it, and you could definitely prove them wrong. So don't let anybody stop you from achieving what you want.
Yeah, we are always told what we want to do is crazy. And I look at it like this. If the person telling me that has never done it, their opinion is irrelevant. Like, what do they know? We've had family members, we've had friends. They're just like, y'all are crazy. Somebody told us you can only get rich by winning the lottery. And if it's not somebody I look up to in that world, if they haven't sold $1 million on Amazon and they're telling me I can't do it, I don't even care what they think. So, like, don't let people who are irrelevant in their opinion, don't let it hold you back. Like he said, just prove them wrong. Okay, so how do I list products first, then ship to Amazon, or vice versa with arbitrage? You always list them first. If you look on our YouTube page and our Amazon playlist, we have a step-by-step guide on this. And it is, I think it's like how to sell Amazon products in 2022, something like that. It's step-by-step, exactly what to do. Normally, we don't have to promote products that, like, if it's not a private label product, you don't really have to promote it. The demand is already there.
But if you do have private label, there are ways to promote it.
And you can promote it for free on social media.
Coupons. I know, someone was asking about coupons earlier, and coupons is a great way to get sales because it's something with people's psychology that they just think, even though the product costs $20, if you list it for $30, give a $10 coupon, people are so pumped up to get it for $20. So that's a great idea too. And
also include your shipping in your base price. Don't add extra for shipping, because think how many times you could have $100 in your cart, then you see $10 for shipping and you don't buy any of it. So include that.
Cody, that's a great question.
Hey, Cody.
We've actually done this, so I could help you out throughout this whole thing. When you're going through your supplier,
Cody asked, how do you make custom packaging?
Yeah, when you're talking to your supplier, ask them for whatever packaging that they might be using for that product you're going to be sending. Then if they have the packaging for you, then you could say, okay, give me the schematic for the box, and they'll be able to give you that box schematic. You go on Fiverr or whatever, Upwork, and get an artist to design the box however you want it. Then you send it back to you. manufacturer and you ask them to see a sample once it's created, and they usually work fairly well with you on that, and it's pretty easy to get a custom package made.
Yeah, you can get them to send pictures. Normally they'll charge different prices if you're getting like a custom sticker or if it's actually going to go on the box itself. But
they could print it all on the box.
Oh yeah,
I worked through with the manufacturer for that before, so it's easy. It's a little bit more work, but it's definitely a big way to set yourself apart from your competitors.
And you want to make sure they put your Amazon sticker, they can have that printed on the box already.
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't do that, and we were having to stick it on every single one.
And then you wouldn't even have to stick your label on it. It would already be done and made for you.
Yes. Okay, so somebody said, Molly wants to know, do you recommend one product arbitrage as fulfilled by merchant, or do you kind of stock up products at your house to create a shipment? So we try the difference in FBM and FBA. FBM is where you fulfill it, fulfilled by merchant. FBA is where you send everything in one box to Amazon and they fulfill it. We only fulfill items that Amazon will not, like hairsprays, anything that is deemed hazardous. And that's because we want to live our life. We don't want to ship 100 orders every single day. We very rarely do FBM. So I would advise, if it was me, I would stack the items up because you can sell it for more if you're doing FBA than FBM, and you do less work. So
when you stack up, you're definitely going to save on that shipping cost from your house to Amazon's warehouse, even though it's really not that expensive. I want to say maybe a 50-pound box is like $12 or something. You print them out a lot more than I print them out. So I think it's around there, but it's very affordable. So
sometimes it's even less than that. It just depends where, we're in Louisiana. Most of our boxes go to Memphis, Tennessee. So we will have, if it's less than 10 pounds, it's normally $5 or $6 to ship. And I mean, they give you their discount rates, no matter what the weight is. So if you have a 50-pound box, like you said, normally I don't even know how much it would be normally, but probably at least $50, and you're paying like $12 or so. Just totally depends where you're from and where you're shipping.
KD, do we send Alibaba orders directly to Amazon or to us? Well, we're control freaks, so we send them to us to do quality control. But one thing we're looking into is getting into looking for third-party warehouses where you can send them there, and they do the quality control. They'll stick your labels. They'll hold your inventory at a cheaper rate than what Amazon will. And then you give them the order, hey, I need to send this to Amazon today, and they'll handle your shipping to Amazon. So that's another good option to go with.
Yeah, and if you need recommendations in the Discord group, they post a lot of really good prep centers, and you probably want to find one in a tax-free state because then you'll save on the taxes of anything you send there.
That's a big point.
And you can also do that for online arbitrage. A lot of people, we met a guy, Jameson, he does it for all of his items while he travels full time. So it's people who are very familiar with Amazon. He's built a relationship where he can trust them. So that is a hands-off way to do it, 100%.
Yeah, they're working for you. So make sure you could fire them at any time. So just make sure you build a good relationship to where you feel comfortable with the way that they're handling your product, because ultimately the way they handle your product is going to be how your Amazon customer sees it. So you're going to get good or bad feedback with the way that they're handling it, on how to wrap it, how to put the labels, everything.
If you're just starting, honestly, I'd do it yourself just to make sure your account is safe. Build up your reviews, your feedback, and then once you have your packaging perfect, because nobody cares about your business like you do, like point blank. Nobody is going to do things as well as you are. But once you get to a certain point where you have a trustworthy prep center, and I don't remember the exact fees, maybe 15, 20%, but he was saving like 10% from the
it's
tax.
$1 an item.
Yeah, sometimes it's a flat rate. So you just would want to factor that in. Yes, this will be on YouTube later.
I'm not sure if the chat pops up, but
I'm not really sure. This is like one of our first, I've maybe gone live, not on YouTube very much, so I'm not too familiar with it.
Tristan, yeah, we were talking earlier, after you have that, you were asking if the supplier could put your stickers on, but you'd have to create your listing first to be able to get your sticker made. But absolutely, you discuss that with your manufacturer, and they could either print it on the box like Cody asked earlier for a custom box, or they'll just put a label on for you.
Yeah, you're the boss. You make the rules. They're literally working for you, and they have hundreds of manufacturers. So you don't want to just get a quote from one. You want to get at least 10 quotes and make sure they have the best service, the best, best communication, everything. Do you ever order anything from Alibaba and be totally unhappy with it when you received it? If so, what did you do with it? Samples, do avoid that. We were pretty unhappy with one packaging for a private label product.
But if you do the quality control quick enough, you do have that protection. I think it's called quality assurance through Alibaba, that you could actually return the whole shipment back. Or if the shipment don't come in, they'll have your back, the protection. That actually happened to us already. And we've gotten all our money back. It might have taken a little bit, but it was absolutely safe, and we've gotten our money back.
Yeah, so Alibaba does have a lot of protection, but make sure you pay through their platform so that you are protected.
And another important factor is, so you have so much time after it gets received into the dock. And so you just want to make sure you jump on it ASAP. As soon as it comes in, you want to check out your products.
Yes. All right. Well, we really appreciate y'all joining us. If there's any questions that we didn't get to, just drop them in the comments on this video, and we will be sure to answer them as soon as we can. If you found this valuable, make sure you hit subscribe. If you turn on your notifications, anytime we go live, you're going to be notified. And every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Time, we will have new videos here for you. We appreciate y'all giving us the most valuable thing that you have, your time. Now, y'all go make that money. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, y'all.